I'm just gonna... I hope they do this for a little bit longer. Oh, fuck, that is wonderful. Yeah, just give me that good footage. That's what this game feels like. Oh, Christ. This is so fucking funny. How much of this are they gonna do? How much of this are they gonna do? Oh, this is so funny. Oh, I'm loving every fucking second of this dumb shit. Oh, Lord.
Alright everybody, Psychow mooing at you with a very important video. I have felt like the hatch in this game is dog shit for a very long time. Any gameplay mechanic that forces two people that are diametrically opposed, aka in direct conflict, to make sweet, loving eye contact with each other is a problem. It's a problem that needs to be reworked, and I am completely thunderfucked that the hatch is still in the game the way that it is. They tried to make a mechanic where the killer can just close it. That feels fucking imbalanced to me. Like, it shouldn't just be a race to find it first and then, like, the killer wins if he gets there. No. What should happen is that when the last person dies or the hatch opens, maybe with the exception of the key, I guess when the last person, when the penultimate person dies and the hatch opens, generators should no longer be able to be made progress upon. Why? Because I think the survivor and the killer need to be forced into the hatch space. Why? Because when the survivor and the killer enter the hatch space, what should happen is a duel of fates should be triggered. AKA, there's kind of a little cutscene thing going on where both sides are doing button inputs to fight off the other person. I think what it should be is just button prompts. They get faster and faster until one person fucks up. And if the killer fucks up, the survivor escapes. If the survivor fucks up, they die. They just get fucking moried right the fuck there. It's part of the animation. That's what should happen. The only problem I see with this is that the survivor can just bitch out and hide in a corner somewhere. I think one thing that they could do to help this situation, regardless of whether or not they change the hatch, is if someone has crows on them, be they in a locker or in a corner, their aura should be visible. The crow mechanic isn't enough. If someone's in some obscure locker in a corner that I happen to miss, that's really not fair because there's absolutely no reason to expect someone to memorize every locker or search them.
This is the dumbest shit. I hate the hatch standoff so fucking much. I'm not gonna let you do it without the dumbest fight of all times.
Because that's what the hatch standoff boils down to. The dumbest fight of all times. Because it's not much of a fight, is it? Like, this person is looping an area where if I hit them at any point in this area, they will jump the hatch. So if you're wondering why when she's on the other side of the structure I'm not giving her a whack, it's because she's will for sure make it to this fucking hatch. There's zero I could do until this person attempts to jump into this hatch. I'm the killer, and there's nothing I can do until the survivor makes a play. That is awful.
The entire world.
I don't think the amount of effort it will take to fix this problem should even remotely be factored into the problem. The problem is put into the game. It is here. We have to deal with it. The amount of time that the developers need to put into it to deal with it is irrelevant. Now, if something's impossible, I'm be more understanding. But if something is going to be time consuming, that shouldn't be a problem. Like, I understand that I can also play other killers. I really enjoy playing Freddy because he does a great job preventing the hatch entirely. Make sure the last two people are asleep. ideally asleep and wounded, get one down, go after the other guy before he's awake, hit him roughly when he wakes up, because they tend to dip. So to me, it's really not enough to say like, oh, you have options, or oh, this is gonna be hard. They just have to make a fix. This shouldn't happen. This is 10 minutes plus before this fucker makes it to the hatch because I get distracted with the fact that I'm hungry. You know what I mean? Like, it's a joke. It's a joke. It's a joke of a game mechanic, and it shouldn't even really be considered a game mechanic because there's no real mechanism at play right now. It's just boredom, frustration. Yikes. Just yikes. So, how do we tie up this discussion? I guess, what do you guys think is a fair way to deal with the hatch? Because to me, there's obviously no easy solution like, oh, you let the killer shut the hatch. I guarantee you that was easy to code and implement. I guarantee you it took about as much thought as what usually goes into a decent chunk of the decisions in this game that I love so much. But I mean, how can you have faith in the people that develop it when stuff like this has been in the game since day one?
Oh god.
Yikes. Fucking yikes. So, if you have a better idea that you think will be easier to implement, do let me know. Because obviously, something that fixes the problem in a way that is fair and balanced and is easier to implement than my cool idea of the Duel of Fates is probably what we should go with. Is the world of compliments. Yes, you heard me. Is the world of compliments. And we need to be willing to make them. And if there is no better idea, then we need to at least expect our dev team to have the, what shall we say, fortitude to put in the man hours to fix the problem. Because, like, I can't patch this game. It's not a thing I can do. I can come up with ideas, and then we go from there. Alright. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm probably just going to play Benny Hill for the rest of this. Yeah, because there's 3-something minutes of this left before she makes it to the hatch, so psych cow out.